Welcome to Spill the Tea Tuesday. Today I have Misae with me,
Hi.
the OG Spill the Tea ladies, Kendra and Misae.
It's been a minute.
So today's question is, have you ever been hit or hit a client with, I don't know, product, wax, strip, any of the above?
Yeah. All the time.
You hit your clients all the time?
No, not on purpose. So, like, if I'm doing a Brazilian and I'm doing, like, the cleanup and, like, their foot is in the way, because sometimes people move their feet up and I'll pull down. Usually I'll punch, like, the table.
Yes.
And then the strip will just on their leg, like, flip.
It comes around like a slap,
yeah.
What's a good way to describe that? It's kind of like a whip, right?
Kind of. And I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry. Not mean to hit your foot.
You hear the snap of it?
Yeah. Like, sometimes they don't even notice it. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to hit you. And they're like,
they expect it. They're like, well, I'm here for pain. And just smack my ankles. Go for it.
Right?
I do punch people in their, like, the base of their feet sometimes, like the back, like the Achilles area.
Yeah.
Where I'm just like, okay, like, we don't have to be that close. And I say heels to tush.
No, for real.
They're like straight up, like Hindi style, like, whee!
It's like up there. Which, good for you. My legs are shaking when I get my silly.
You said good for you.
Yeah.
I can't do that.
I can't.
No, I can't. I can't bring my knees down that far to the table, first of all.
Yeah.
And I can't bring maybe the heels up, but my knees would be like in the air.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same.
Like V shape.
Mm-hmm.
I get people with like the full flat.
Yeah.
Like I'm like, you have a really open, like, pelvic area. Like,
yeah, I'm jealous.
I'm like impressed. I'm like, did you used to dance? Like, did you used to do ballet or something?
Do you lay like this at home?
Right, exactly. So yeah, I mean, my kids like to lay on their tummy with like the froggy legs.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, that's probably a really good stretch that I should do more often.
Yeah, I need to stretch more.
Yeah, I need to stretch everything more.
Mm-hmm.
That's funny. You punch your people in the feet. How about, have you ever hit anybody in the face with something?
No. I don't think, no.
So there's this one time when I was down at Canyon Ranch Spa Club, like on the strip, and I had this like VIP person for a facial, and we're hitting it off, like the chemistry's there, so the conversation's flowing, right? And we get to like the relaxing portion, so I'm doing like all this massage, and she literally falls asleep, like soft, a little purr in her snore, and I'm like, yes, killing it, right? And I go to grab a hot towel, and I'm shaking it out, and then I would flip like one corner to the other so that I could have like a nice open like V to go around their neck, right? So I flipped my towel, and like the heavy wet part of the corner like slapped her right in the face. She just like woke up and she's like, and of course I follow that with a, oh my God, I'm so sorry. And then she starts laughing. She's like, what was that? And I was like, that was a towel. I'm like, I was flipping it over and it just slipped out of my hand. Just like slapped her right in the face. Oh my gosh, I felt so bad. But we laughed so hard about it. I feel like it could have went two different ways. Like the way it did go was like really funny, and like we laughed about it until we were like crying and snorting. And then she invited my sister and I to the club later. Like it was a lot. And we did. We went. It was a lot of fun.
Nice.
But it could have went a total other direction where it's like, oh my gosh, like, you're horrible, I'm gonna complain.
Right.
Like, it could have went that route, so I'm super grateful that it went the other way. Oh my gosh, I was mortified. Like, it was like, when you get so scared, you get like that instant sweat.
Yeah.
Oh, I felt like I had instant boob sweat, pit sweat, butt cheek sweat. You name it, I was sweating. Because I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to get fired today.
Yeah, no, I've almost done that a couple of times. And I'm like,
you're like, ooh.
Like stumbling in the room, or like I almost dropped something in the room. For facials, I try to like be as quiet as possible.
Oh, yeah, like a mouse.
I
know, yes. She's, for anybody listening, she's showing me how slow she's moving her hand to like the invisible table.
My fingers on the bottom to like cup the
sound.
You
gotta like tilt it.
Yeah.
So like get the little tilts and then set it on there. Oh yeah. Yeah, I try to be so quiet in facials too. Which makes it even funnier when like we trip or do anything like that, where it's like it sounds like a elephant in a china shop, you know,
and then
or they say bull in a china shop, bull in a china.
I know what you meant.
You know what I mean. Just read my mind, Misae. No, you're right. I mean, there has been one time that I actually like fell.
Oh,
like
no.
full on fell, and
that's my worst nightmare. I don't want to do that.
You're like my hell loop. So I was stepping backwards, and I didn't know my stool was behind me. So then not only was it like a rolling sound of the stool, but then the stool slams into the wall. So then it's like rolly slam, and then I can't find my footing because I keep stepping on like the rolly portion of the stool. So now I'm teeter-tottering, and I like step, and then I try to grab for like the table, but I grabbed where her head was meeting the table, so her hair was waterfalling over the back of it. So my hand grabs for the table, and I end up grabbing her hair and the table, and so she's getting a full facelift, getting pulled backwards while I'm falling, and I like made it to the ground. And she's like, oh, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I pulled your hair too. And she's like, it's okay. Like, she's holding her head. It's okay. Like doing like the little scrunch. Yeah. Oh, it's a scalp. I'm sorry. I'll give that back to you. Oh my gosh, that was so mortifying. That happened here.
This was recent.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And they're like, oh my gosh, are you okay? And I'm like, I'm gonna definitely feel this tomorrow. Like, I think I was here by myself, actually. Yeah. It was like no one here to help me. No one to call 911.
For your client.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, she probably needed 911 too. Her poor scalp. I know I got her hair good because it was like my full body weight. Like dead weight. Yes, so it was like a press, you know. Ooh. So like imagine yourself on your pillow, and then somebody presses on your pillow and like pulls your hair on accident. Yeah. It's like, she literally was like hand to scalp, and she was like doing like the scrunch to her head, like, oh wow.
She's like, it's fine,
it's cool. Are you okay?
Throbbing. Oh my gosh,
that's horrible. That's horrible. Yeah, that's somewhat recent.
No.
If you're listening, you know who you are. I'm so sorry that I pulled your hair.
Yeah, I've almost fallen a couple times, and I'm like,
what is it, like the stumble, like the oh, just kidding?
Kind of, yeah. When I was waxing once, my foot, like the ankle kind of rolled a little bit.
And you're like, whoop.
And I'm mid-conversation, and I just keep it moving.
You're like, just kidding. That's like my new dance move. I've smacked a few people with strips, actually.
Yeah,
especially strips. Soft wax.
Yeah, if I'm doing full legs, I've slapped them a little bit.
Get a little whipperoo action.
Yeah, I use the strip as much as I can. It gets heavy, kind of. So it becomes like a little whip. Yes.
I actually was talking about that with someone else. I can't remember if it was me or Carla, but we were talking about how the strip gets heavy and just like goes flying sometimes. Mm-hmm. There was one time that I think I just told them about this too, like hard wax flew when I was training someone, and we found it on the TV like 3 clients later. Mm-hmm. We're like, oh, there's that labia strip. Yep. I've had wax fly across to the other side of the room. Yeah. Like it's almost like the strip isn't all the way solidified. So then it like does that Laffy Taffy pull and then breaks and like flies, and then you're left with a piece of evidence in your hand. Yeah. So yeah, but I think mostly soft wax. I've done a few where I'm doing the between the brows, and I'll pull up towards their scalp, right? Right. But then there's some hairs that will kind of grow downward or the other direction. So then I'll go down towards their nose, and I've like hit them in the bridge of their nose. And I'm like, man, like that really felt like it was intentional, and it really wasn't. Right.
For underarms, if they have like a bigger breast area.
Oh, you'll punch their boob?
I have before. So I'm like, just hold here, girl.
Push it out of the way. Yeah. I tell them, I'm like, okay, one hand up, and then the other one grab your breast. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that it kind of like opens that area. Yeah. But the people who want to watch, I tell them you need to turn away, because if they're like watching, I'm going to punch you in your face.
Oh yeah. Your nose is getting
full disclosure. Yeah. 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 You sign your consent form. Yeah.
Exactly.
The latest joke I use in the room is like $10 more. You want punched in the face? It's $10 more.
Right.
And they're like, wait, what? And I'm like, yeah, turn your face. Get out of the way.
Yeah, you're all up in the way.
Did you ever like have like snoopy clients that they want to like look at everything that you're doing?
Yes, and like especially if I'm doing for Brazilians, sometimes they'll like prop themselves up on their elbows, and it like positions the body weird. So like I can't, and then I get nervous because you're watching me, and they're like, "Oh, you missed this hair. You missed this hair. This one." And I'm like,
Yes,
I
I
haven't
haven't
waxed the
gotten there
area
yet.
in
Yeah,
just a second.
just a second. Hang in there.
Yeah.
I don't know why that like really makes me internally fume.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's like I love my clients, but in that moment, I want to chop you in your neck.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's like, let me finish. And like when I say, okay, I'm done, I'm taking my gloves off, and then you find something, like then call me out on it. You know what I mean? So that does get really frustrating. There's the one that always comes to mind when I think of like people who really scan themselves afterwards with, listen, respect. Like if they want to check my work, go for it. Because I want to make sure I'm not leaving anything behind anyway.
Yeah.
You know, I want to give you the best quality service there is.
In the room.
Let me know after I'm done doing my thing. 1. 2, the one that comes to mind that like makes me laugh so hard is like, and I know you know this person, so you can tell me if you've had any experiences. But this person just scans like everything, like he or she will like move their hands across every inch of what we've waxed.
Yeah.
And there was this one time I was done with the service and I'm outside the room and this person opens the door like the nose is cracked out of the crack. Hey, can you come back in here? Like I found something. And I'm like, okay, yeah, no problem. So come in, I re-glove and I'm facing the area where my gloves are. Right? I'm facing that area. So I'm not seeing what this person's doing behind me. And I'm putting my gloves on and I turn around to a brown star right in my face.
I knew it.
And this person has their pinky wiggling in their butthole. And they're like, I feel something right here. And I'm like just watching this person like butt naked, A shape, you know, bent over with their pinky in their butt. And I'm like, when did I decide this was the industry for me?
No, for real. It's always when I'm like on the butt part and I'm like, oh, I really do this for a living. I know, yeah.
Which 100% of the time is fine.
Yeah.
But it's like those moments that kind of have you like stumped for a second.
It's a realization.
Like, you know what? And then I feel proud of myself. Because I'm like, this person feels that comfortable with me.
No, for real. Bright lights and everything. Full on.
That they can be completely bent over with their pinky in their butt. Like, first of all, here's some hand sanitizer. Jump on up here. We'll take care of that right now.
But yeah, usually when I see clients doing that, if they're like looking, especially for arms, because I usually bring the arm across the chest for like the elbow in the back area, and I see them looking, I'm like, you see anything? How we looking?
Yeah.
They're like, we're looking good.
Good. You know, I love checking in with them and then not having anything to find. Like, that's my goal. That's my goal because it gives me like a sick satisfaction, like knowing that you couldn't find anything, you know? Oh my goodness. Yeah. I gotta love the pickier of clients, but hey, they keep us on our A game.
Yeah.
Right? Because after that, you know, I was like all up in that butthole looking, looking for any kind of hair growing inward.
Always.
You know? So never an issue anymore. I think that was the last time that happened was like 2 years ago. Yeah. But I'll never forget it.
Yeah.
That sight is plastered into my head now.
Me too. It's happened to me too.
Same person?
Yep.
I knew you knew who I was talking about.
Yeah.
And we love this person. Yeah, we love this person. It's just funny. Cracks me up. Oh my gosh. Have you ever had a service done where you were smacked?
Yeah, I've definitely like if I'm doing legs or something, I've like punched myself in the stomach.
Yeah.
But
pulling upward.
Yeah, pulling towards me. Because I usually aim for like that little hole right here between my elbow and everything, but then I miss sometimes. What else?
I've never hit you during a facial, right?
No.
I'm trying to think.
I
I've
think
dropped
so.
stuff on people.
Yeah.
Like I've dropped my tweezers.
Oh yeah, I've dropped my tweezers a couple times,
Yeah.
and it rolls like underneath, kind
Yeah.
of.
And you're like, oh, lift up for me.
Yeah, and I gotta
grab
dig
them
for
underneath
it.
your butt crack.
Yeah.
There's a couple times where I've like lost my tweezers mid service.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my gosh, where'd they go? And then they like have to lift up and like move everywhere so I can find them. They're usually like under a leg or a thigh or something somewhere. But there's one that happened actually not too long ago. This is only like maybe a few months ago. I was doing like I was tweezing a couple hairs and I was like on the upper labia area.
Yeah.
And I went to pick up my tweezers from in between her legs and I grabbed them from the back end. So everybody knows tweezers look like a little wishbone, right? So I like grabbed towards the back end and I guess I had oil on my gloves and they just like squirt out of my hand. And they like hit her in her vagina. Like it hit her like right at the top of her mound. Like it just like shot out of my hand. And she's like, oh. And I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. Like I could only imagine like the pointy side of your tweezers like being thrown at your area. Oh my gosh. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I'm like, they just popped right out of my hand.
Yeah. Oh.
So that was an accident.
Yeah, my biggest fear. Whenever I do brows, I'm gripping onto the tweezers because I'm like scared to drop them because it's
on their face.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that too.
I'm like,
oh, I've totally dropped them on somebody's face before.
Really?
Yeah, I like hit their forehead and like fell off.
Yeah, I don't want to do that.
So
stressful.
It is stressful. It is stressful. So, I mean, there is this. Speaking of things hitting the vagina, I had this one client. She was a escort, and she was telling me like one of her highest paying clients, and she was like a classy escort, like red carpet events, that kind of thing. But and she didn't always like sleep with the client. She would sometimes just like go and have dinner, like the end.
Right.
But there was this one person that she had for like the longest time, and she says like he paid like something crazy, like I don't remember, it was like $1,500 for like an hour or something like that. But all she had to do was wear lingerie, crotchless panties, and she would sit and he would roll bowls like at her area.
Oh, he's aiming?
Yeah, you just roll them at it. And I was like, people have the weirdest fetishes.
Live your best life. I mean,
I told her, I was like, can I get in on this?
No,
like, I'll sit there and let balls hit me. And
open for $1,500 for an hour? Yeah, dude.
I'm like, how do you like find this stuff? I'm like, listen, I'm like, A, sounds like a really easy job. Count me in. I'm like, but B, if this guy like rolls up with like blacked out like minivan looking kind of like like he's going to like bag your head and take you somewhere, maybe you shouldn't go anymore. And she's like, I don't know, like, and I'm like, have you ever gotten that vibe? And she's like, no, I've never gotten that vibe that he'd like ever like gas me or something.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's so strange.
Interesting.
I'm like, hey, you know, whatever gets your knocks off. But I'm like, that's easy money, just sitting there. I mean, I would say what 1% of that goes towards her outfit.
Right.
That's a lot of profit. That's a good profit margin.
That's true.
Yeah. It's like
it's only an hour too.
It's only an hour. I mean, I think my back would start to hurt sitting on the floor that long, but
yeah, Sam.
Like,
you gotta help me up afterwards.
Can we do like a different position? Can I lay
on my be on the
stomach
bed or something? Give me a little
lay
mat,
on the bed?
A little memory foam mat or something. I need a pillow. I would.
You're like, can we get this Tempur-Pedic yoga mat?
Yeah, those are my conditions.
So give me a pillow. I'm just imagining some like old, like retired corporate guy in a suit rolling balls. Yeah. I don't know why I thought that was so funny.
You're just laying there like.
You're like, when are we done? Just like watching the clock like tick on by. Yeah, that's what I asked her. I was like, do you guys talk? And she's like, no.
No music or anything?
I'm like, wait a minute. So you have to sit there an hour, let things like hit you in the crotch, you roll it back to him, like, here you go.
I'll roll it back to him.
And there's no conversation. I'm like, how do you get through that hour? That'd feel like the longest hour of my life. She's like, worth it. I'm like, yeah, you're right, I guess.
That's true.
I don't know.
Interesting.
I'd be like, so what's your favorite food?
After a while, maybe.
I don't know. She'd seen him for
it.
years. Like once a month for years.
Oh, so you know nothing about him.
Yeah, no nothing. That's what I'm saying. Like he's gonna bag your head one day and put you in his blacked out minivan.
Amen.
10 points.
Yeah, in his mind, probably.
Yeah, in his mind, he's like, oh, I hit the inner knee. It's negative 2 points. Yeah. I'm at 50.
He's got a whole point system mapped out.
Yeah, right? In his mind. Keeping score. I wonder what goes through other people's minds sometimes. You know?
Yeah.
Like, I wonder if anybody's been in our treatment room and they have, like, the weirdest thing go through their mind and they don't share it.
Maybe.
Share it with us.
That's funny.
Yeah, it is funny. We love hearing what's going on in people's minds.
Mm-hmm.
I was like at the chiropractor office the other day, and a Ludacris song came up in my head because every time I go in there, I'm like, "How do you want me?" Because I don't know if he needs me like face up or face down.
Yeah.
And one day I was like gonna get on the table, and I just in my mind, Ludacris is like, "I want you in the books," and I was like, "Ah." But I always wonder, like, what goes through. I did tell him what went through my mind.
Yeah.
Because I think it's funny.
Right.
And then we were singing Ludacris verses. He threw in some Eminem in there.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I always like to know what's on people's minds because there's some fun stuff in there sometimes.
That's true.
Anyway, so, yeah, we've hit people.
We've hit people, have dropped sticks.
Drop stuff.
People call me out on it sometimes.
There was one time I grabbed wax and I was like ready to like put it on the client, and I don't know why we were like chatting and I kept spinning and spinning and spinning, and then I just like threw it in the trash. And she was like, "You weren't going to use that?" And I was like, "Oh crap."
Yeah, I've done that before.
And I'm like, "Oh man, that's a waste." I know, I've done that before too. But yeah, we've done it all. We've seen it all, done it all. I mean, if there isn't something, usually when I say I've seen it all, like that following week I see something crazy. So like tune in next week because it might be something crazy.
Yeah.
Also too, give us some questions. Get on our Facebook page, post or comment somewhere like what you want to hear us talk about. Because I mean, we're not running out of material. I think like organically we just talk about whatever. But yeah, we definitely have hit some people.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I know.
Not sorry.
No, for real.
All right, well, that's it for Spility Tuesday. Until next week. Bye.
Bye.